them up. Drive to their house. Pick them up in the morning. Bring them coffee. Bring them some greens. Say, get out of bed. Pull them up. Take them out with us. Because what's more impactful, one person, if you saw Jeff walking down the street and trying to just talk to a bunch of people, is that impactful to you? Or is it more impactful to see all of us in this room together walking down the street talking to somebody? And a bunch of success-driven people walking and talking to somebody. So let's do that. Let's get our teams together. Let's build each other up. And not just from these events, but make your own events. Hold neighborhood barbecues, community things. Give back. That's what this is about. You know, a big, idol of mine is Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I like some of the motivational stuff that he says. Not just, getting into the chopper and I'll be back, things like that. But so Arnold said, it is not about the muscle. It is about the mind. This is in here. It's not about getting stronger and bigger. It's in the mind. So think about that. It's all in our mind. We hold ourselves back, right? So let's go over real quick, and then I'm done. We're already successful. Figure out how much of that success you want. Figure out your level. Number 2, have your goals, but now decrease it to a more sustainable point. Figure out what you need to do to get to that point. I think we need to get together and start meeting new people, talk to more people, and then get everybody together. If I motivate you, you guys motivate me. You teach somebody, that reteaches yourself. It grows you as a person. So talk to as many people as you can. Doesn't matter what level you are at this business, in life, because we're all going to be here. We're all going to keep learning, no matter how far we are. You can always learn something new. So guys, it's been a pleasure. Everybody get out there. I know everybody can do it. I'm motivated just standing here talking to you guys, seeing your faces today, getting out of bed and coming. So thank you. Let's go and wrap ourselves and be successful.
Thank you. See, this guy knows what's up. Okay, super stoked about everything that you had to offer. I think that's a huge thing that we probably underuse quite a bit is we try to hold get-togethers and, all that kind of stuff. And obviously it's probably a little bit easier in the summer because we just do it in a park or something. But make sure that you guys are coaching your teams to really participate in everything that we have going on as well, because that's where those bonds come from. That's where those relationships really sink in. And conference and One Team One Missions, and whatever events are going on, make sure you're plugging into them and make sure that you're bringing people too. Awesome, thank you. Okay, so who's brand new in here? What do you consider brand new? Like, have you done a party yet? Okay, so we are going to discuss parties a little bit, okay? Parties, I think people get super nervous about them because they think that they have to stand up in front of the room and do this, okay? It's not that difficult, you guys. Again, what Josh said, it's all your mindset, okay? All you're doing is you're going and having a conversation with these people, okay? That's the first thing I want people to really realize. I've done parties where I'm literally sitting on the floor talking to people, or sitting around the kitchen table talking to people. Okay, we have incredible products. Share what you love. What I want you to really make sure that you're doing, though, is telling your story. Why did you get in this? Okay, hi, I'm Ginny Wolf. This is why I'm doing this business. Okay? You need to share that story, because I have a little saying that I like to say: facts tell, stories sell. People want to know what it's going to do for you. They want to know what it's going to do for them. They want to know what it's going to do for their loved ones. They do not care that there are 5,000 micrograms of biotin in the hair, skin, and nails. Some people. Hairdressers might. Okay, there's a special reason.
I just had somebody ask me this morning, and they were not hairstylists.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. but the average Joe,
You're right.
doesn't really care. Okay, they're like, I'm hearing is like it doesn't mean anything to them. Figure out what means something to them. So what you need to do is you need to find a want, a need, or a hate while you're talking to them. Okay? Maybe they hate their job. Maybe they hate their skincare. Maybe they hate that they're overweight. Okay? Maybe they need to feel better. They need more energy. They need a better immune system. They need overall health. Okay? Greens. All right? And then you need to be formulating in your head what's going to help them. Okay? Or they want longer hair. They want the mermaid hair, whatever. Okay? You need to, that is your job as a distributor to find. That is your job as a distributor to figure out what they're looking for. Okay, you tell their story and then or your story, and then you start asking them questions. Okay, because you need to know how you're going to help them. I mean, here's the other thing that people do. Okay, oh yeah, I. Nobody cares about you. I'm sorry, and don't take that the wrong way. But they don't need to know. Like, okay, tell your story and then be done talking about yourself. Give them the chance to talk. Ask them questions. Okay, they will tell you. People love to talk about themselves. That's why I'm cautioning you not to say so many I's. We like to talk about ourselves, right? But they have every answer you need. You just have to shut up long enough to get it out of them. Okay, let them talk. Have these discussions. Okay, when we do the Tuesday night parties, I understand that. We come up here and we kind of blow through everything. We don't get to have those personal engagements with everybody there because it's too big of a party. But if it's just one-on-ones or just a few people at the party, take it down a notch. Do not be so geeked out that you're like trying to present everything. You know what I mean? Have fun, talk, build relationships. Maybe throw in a couple little fun games. Lisa Teeter does that left, right, left game. That thing is hysterical. That's on the Unstoppable page if you want a copy of that, because you can just read it straight out. It's hilarious trying to watch everybody do that. Games are fun. Keep them engaged. Keep them engaged. Okay. Make sure that you are, like, when you go in to wrap them, okay, hand them a piece of paper, an order form. Hand them that order form. Have them circle things that they're gonna keep bothering me. Have them circle things that kind of like their wish list. Have them put a little circle or a star next to the things that they like. And then when you go and unwrap them, talk about what they have right there. Okay, that's a really, really good place. Basically, you have a captive audience. They're stuck in the bathroom with you. Okay, so make sure that all in all, that you are hearing what they want. You're not just pushing something on them because you think this is what they need. Okay, if they ask you a question, answer it, but do not just be like suffocating them with your answers. Closing them out. Okay, do not be afraid to ask. Okay, are you ready to do this right now? Or I had one gal, she's like, what's your budget for the month on this? Don't be afraid to ask. Okay, and when you're doing booths and that kind of stuff, don't be afraid to ask. It's really, really important to make sure that even though, I mean, you're at that booth with a huge thing full of order forms. Why are you not asking people if they're ready to order? It's okay. Tennessee Pilkington is brilliant at that, by the way. She'll sit there, she's like, are you ready to do this right now? She signs more people at booths than I've ever seen anybody sign at booths. It's incredible. And that's okay. If they say no, I mean, it's kind of like the waitress going to the table and asking if they want ketchup. What happens if you don't want ketchup? Does the waitress run back to the cook and like scream and cry and, oh my gosh, I suck, they don't want ketchup. No, okay, they're just not in the mood for it right now. Rock on, contact them later, okay? That's it for parties. So let's bring up, we are blowing through this today. Let's bring up the blitzing panel. We had more people supposed to be. Great. So, okay, the blitzing panel.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Dawn is going to do it. All right, come up.
Let's go start with
What are you doing standing back there? Let's go.
Just letting you all look at me in the
Your feet are going.
I know.
Let me take that baby.
Well, if you liked.
Oh, well.
No, she wants milk.
Will you scream?
Hi.
Oh,
Okay, so you guys, blitzing is completely, so blitzing, you guys, people think blitzing is way harder than it has to be. So what we're gonna do is we're going to, everybody's gonna share their favorite tip. I'm gonna share mine first because I want everybody to take it. So, hold it.
Yeah, because Jeff's gonna take that one.
Okay, so,
Hurry, start talking.
I put my Blitz card on my purse.
okay, first off, you
What
guys,
does that mean first?
Your man bag.
a man bag. Girls, get a green bag.
I see you on camera.
There you go.
Get a green bag. I got stopped last night again.
By a cop?
Blitz them too. Anyways, get a green bag. I cannot tell you how many people stop me and are like, oh my gosh, I love your bag. And I'm like, thanks, it's for my work. Well, what do you do? Great way to do that, okay? Now, here's the other part, and this one I learned at conference, and I absolutely love this one, okay? Like, you can't miss this thing. Am I right? Okay, so say I'm cashing out at the store, okay? I will set it up there, and I realize my wallet is directly right here, but they don't need to know that, okay? So I'm like, looking through, and I'm like, oh, will you hold this? And I hand them a box of wraps to hold. True story. Because then they sit there and they're like, this one looks a little rough now. But they're like, what is this? Oh, since you asked. Mysteriously found my wallet, by the way. Did you notice I didn't even have to look where that was in there? Okay. Hand them something. There's psychological power behind actually letting somebody hold onto something. I don't know what it does, but it does something. So roll with it, okay? So hand them that box of wraps and let them sit there and ask you questions about it. And then you get them added to Facebook or you get their phone number, you hand them the Blitz card, and do the rest of your cash out. That's my favorite Blitz tip. Who's next?
So my favorite Blitz tip is actually, I actually don't carry Blitz cards that often. And so what I did is took a picture of the front and back and put them together with PhotoGrid. And that way, when I do talk to people, I can either text Blitz them or personal message on Facebook. That way, you're automatically, if you're personal messaging, you're making that friend on Facebook. And if you're text blitzing, you're getting their phone number right there. Send them the text. And then just put like potential DT or potential LC or something in front of their name. That way they all stay in one section in your phone. Alphabetical.
So what do you actually say to them?
Hey, nobody asked you
I'm
questions.
just curious.
I don't say anything, I let them talk. Actually, no, I had one gal, I walked in the gas station, never met this gal in my life. I walked in and it was kind of funny because I was going over to an empty checkout area and she's like, oh, I'll grab you over here. I said, you will not grab me at all, thank you very much. And she was like, She's like, okay, then she starts laughing and we just started talking, and by the end of it, she was asking what I do, because I was going to work out that night. Oh, what do you do? We're doing a big transformation challenge, this is our company. And so that was, I just like to make it funny, because that's what I do. I throw something out there that's funny, and that way it lightens up. Then I'm lighter, I'm not so freaked out.
But what I was asking is, what do you actually say to them to get them to text you, or for you to be able to text them, right? I just tell them, like, oh my gosh, I just handed out my last Blitz card. Can I text you one real quick? And that takes the pressure off of them, you know what I mean? So they're not like, oh, skeezy chicks over here trying to get the numbers. So anyways, skeezy chicks over here.
They're
See? Mine is I will start a conversation with anybody based off of anything that we might have in common. I love texting or love blitzing my cashiers because they have to talk to me. I will blitz every single cashier, but if I can start a conversation with somebody that's, out and about, if I'm shopping, for example, and I've done this before, I was shopping in the shampoo aisle, and there was some other girl there, and I don't remember what I said. I said, I'm looking for this stuff that smells good, makes my hair soft, because I'm trying to grow it out with my hair, skin, nails, and I don't remember exactly what I said. It was a while ago, but basically just started that conversation with her over shampoo, because that's where we were at, in the shampoo aisle. I've had moms chasing their kids, and I'm like, boy, do I know how you feel. I've got 4 of them at home. And once I get that conversation started with them, I say, hey, while we're talking, do you mind if I just give you one of my coupons real quick? And I'll pull out a Blitz card, and everybody loves a coupon. So I'll hand it to them, and I say, have you ever heard of these before? And most of the time they say no, or yes, I know somebody on Facebook that does it. And I'll ask them, well, have you ever seen what it does? And almost every single time the answer is no. So I pull out my phone, pull out my own before and after, or somebody that I've recently wrapped, and I'll show them, and I'll say, this is one wrap, this is what it does. But I'll show them, I'll say, this is what it does, but I don't want to take up too much of your time, so do you mind if I add you on Facebook real quick? That way I can send you a message and we can get in touch, when it's more convenient with you. It's very, very rare that I have anybody say no. And since I tend to do most of my business building on social media, that's just easier for me with this one. Then really that's how I do it. I ask every single person, can I add you on Facebook so that we can talk a little bit more? Oh, goodness. Where's your biscuit? Sorry. Anyway, that's mine.
All right. Now, this is a tough one for me because I'm the shy one. Feel totally awkward going up against a stranger and blitzing them. So I definitely go. I think my blitzes take longer because I want to start out the conversation, have some interaction with them beforehand, so I'm not feel like I'm just shoving it down their face. Probably easiest for me is when somebody has something lingering on, or I'm looking for something in particular that will lead back to, oh, why are you looking for that? Well, it's part of my business colors. Oh, what's your business Blitz card? Or have a Blitz card in hand that has that color or green on it that I'm looking for, and always wearing something that says it works, no matter where you are. You never know when, even if it's that Sunday morning, you jump up and have to run to the store for milk, make sure you have something that says it works and get out there to.
Absolutely.
Like those photos too? Yeah. Maybe I was confused.
That's not funny.
I created, this way.
There you go.
Perfect. I kind of take all of their, it depends on the situation, and I take a little bit of everything with me. I carry this little bag in my purse. It has Blitz cards, it has WOW. I always carry these drawing slips, and if I start the conversation with someone, I'll ask them if I can put them in my monthly drawing and invite them to our
Where
open
do
house.
you get those?
Where do I get these? I don't know.
Where do you make them?
Costs like 50 cents.
Notice that they're very generic, okay? You guys can have stuff like that made as long as
Doesn't say.
It doesn't say
it.
orders on
It
it.
has name, address, phone number, email. If you wanna have a party or become a consultant. You totally distracted me.
But keep it very simple, okay? It's very, very simple if you do have a mate.
See, and I already have one that I'm gonna put in my little contact box.
Can I just say, when you guys do blitz somebody and add them to Facebook, because you should be getting their contact info every single time, make sure that you are writing down who they are, something about them, something about your conversation, so that when you do go to send a message, you remember who they are. Because I'm blitzing all the time and adding so many people to Facebook that I can't remember who's who. And so if I don't write it down, then they just become another Facebook friend that I don't know who they are. Make sure you're
Two
writing
more
down.
things. I always wear this when I'm out and about. I'm like, wow, we can't hear you. You guys really can't hear me.
Online.
I always wear this and, your blood stuff, but also I will go to different places. Like I like to go get my coffee, so instead of going to the one directly by my house, I'll kind of drive around and go to different ones. That's it.
Oh. Okay. Oh. Get the other cheek, it's jealous. Okay, yeah, you guys just have fun with blitzing. I mean, I know a lot of times I'll pretend I'm on a scavenger hunt and like, I'll go up to a total random guy and I'm like, I need somebody with a new era hat. Like, make stuff up as you go. They don't need to know that you're not actually on a scavenger hunt. It's okay. Like, just make it fun. Have fun with this. If they tell you no, what do we say to do?
Go for now.
Really? One person here. Come on.
Go for now.
Go for no, okay? Perfect. Thank them for it and be like, thank you. I am closer to going home today now. You know what I mean? Like, don't go home until you get 5 no's. I dare you to go out and get 5 no's in a day. I dare you. I don't think I've gotten 5 no's in 3 years. Like, think about that. Think about what your business is gonna do if you are going for no, okay? Think of no as like, awesome, I'm closer to my goal, okay?
I think Tennessee actually did that.
Yeah, she had a girl rip up her Blitz card.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Yeah,
I needed that today.
yeah. She handled it very well. I probably would have started throat punching. I'm really impressed with how Tennessee handled that. I could not believe it's Tennessee, right? Like, she was the one that I thought would have lost it. But she handled it so much. She's like, thank you. Can I take a picture with you? I needed to know today. And I'm like, who are you? I loved it. It was awesome.
get a picture?
No, nobody even want to take a picture with her either.
She was
But
actually-
she did. She just thanked her for the no and was like, awesome, and kept rolling. So it was awesome. Okay.
She should have taken a picture of that lady, so we all had it.
So we all went there and
On top
blistered
of this rim.
in group power. No, like more group power, like Josh was saying, we could all go together and blitzer all at once.
Like,
You
you really
every
have
half
to
hour.
sometimes before you say yes.
So really, you go get her, you go get her,
I will get her.
Every half hour somebody else goes to the line.
There you go. There you go. And you guys, I want you to hear what Tariana just said. Okay? 7 to 10 times before people really realize and grasp something. Did you know that you will watch a commercial on television? Like the first 4 times you don't even register what it's about. 5 through 7, you finally see what the commercial is about. Like 13 times, you finally decide if you want to actually purchase that or not. Think about that. Okay? We're a marketing company. That's what we're doing too.
Unless you're a 3-year-old and then every toy on the TV.
I want that. I want that.
Yeah, no, that's true. Okay, next up, we are going to talk about booths. I love booths. Booths are so much fun. We're like full on booth season, officially. Booth. Not to be misconstrued, but with boots. With boots. Okay. Anyways, hey, booth season is upon us. Make sure, first of all, that you are looking for them everywhere. They are very, very competitive to get into. So make sure that you, like, if you see one, you call on it and you figure out what you need to do to get it. There are a couple of things that I will caution people with booths. Okay? Some of them you can get anywhere from $5 to $20 for a booth. Okay? That's awesome. Those kinds of booths, you may get a few people coming in, but don't expect like 3,000 people to mow down your booth, okay? Go in there knowing that you get what you pay for, which is fine, but don't set your expectation like ridiculous because you only got one person to sign that day, okay? If you get one person to sign at one of those smaller booths, that's a huge win. That's a huge win. I know, Tariana, you did one for, what was it, like $25? And you signed.
I do one every spring and fall, and it cost me like $25 to get in. And it has been my most successful booth. Every single time I do it, I sign 2 or 3 people at least.
Yeah.
And
So you
like
don't
last
know.
time I had a distributor sign on the spot. Like it's, I love little booths.
But do, please, do your homework. And I will caution you right now, there is a lady around town, and I'm gonna flat out badmouth her because I wanna make sure that she's not taking advantage of you. She's taken advantage of 3 groups out of our team so far already, charged ridiculous amounts, and she never even advertised for it. Okay, literally $350 for a booth, and nobody walked through the door. Okay, there was no advertising outside, there was nothing. So please make sure, this is not to scare you, this is just educate you. I don't want you getting taken, you know what I mean? So make sure, and I'm not gonna throw her name online, but team page it, we'll team page it, okay? Because I wanna make sure that you guys are getting what you pay for. I do mean you can find them anywhere. Okay, one day I was in Eagle at a coffee shop, and I went into the bathroom, and there was a sign on the back of the stall door. I found a booth sitting on the potty. Like, they're everywhere. You just have to keep your eyes open for them. And then make sure that you're calling on them because, like I said, they are extremely competitive. And once you get one, it's kind of the rule that next year you get first dibs on that. So if you choose to keep that booth, make sure that you are taking care of business that way. So real quick, panel back up. I want everybody to tell their best tips about booths. Don't be afraid.
Just one?
You can share as many as you want. Okay, so my biggest thing is keep it simple. Okay? Put, what? You guys made as much adrenaline as I've got going on today. So what you need to do is, I like to keep it simple. I do not like to have so much stuff up there that people are like, what is this? I always take my banner, which I do let people borrow this if you have a booth, but I have it scheduled out. So make sure that if you have a booth, you let me know, because I'll let you borrow it. I do ask that it comes back in me. But I say keep it really, really simple. Get some order forms out there, get a couple different products. My first booth, I think all I had on it was greens and gnat fighters, and I don't even know, but it was probably too simple. But keep your empty bottles. Every single one of these are empty bottles up here. They're either full of rocks or water, okay, so that they won't blow away. That's also really, really important during booth season because most of them are outside or they melt. These bottles will melt. Try to keep them out of the sun. Last year at the Boise Music Fest, I got pictures of bottles. They're like, it was awful. Have a drawing. People love drawings. You do not even have to say what it's for. I have personally quit giving away free wraps. I do not put drawing for free wrap on there. I just put free drawing, and you, as the distributor, get to pick out whatever it is. Now, with that, you have your little sign-in sheets, right? On the back of that, if you are in a group, what you do is you flip it over. Okay, this is just ethics, people, okay? The first person to engage and start talking with a person, that's their lead. You can come in and you can help discuss anything, or you can help them if they get stumped, anything like that, but that's that person's lead. We don't need any skeezy acts going on, like golden rule here, okay? So what you do after that is, after the person leaves, what I like to do is I flip it over and I actually make notes about our conversation. First off, people want to know that you care. So when you call them, and I'm talking 3 days or less, you have these people called, okay? Because they've already forgotten about you on day 4, okay? So flip it over, write about what you guys discussed, and then put your name on it, okay? At the end of the shift or at the end of the day, everybody gets their paper with their name on it. Anything that is unmarked is dispersed evenly throughout whoever's working, okay? Deal.
Jenny took all my texts.
You're a liar.
I agree with Jenny. I think simplicity, I kind of went out and I did a couple of them where I tried to get every product I could out there. And in reality, I think that just confuses people. They're like, whoa, and don't even want to step in to see what anything's about. So keeping that key. I'm getting ready to do a bridal booth, and I'm anxious to try. Sandy Gurry had a tip where she does like, try and gauge it to whatever booth you're doing, kind of the theme. So like with the wedding ones, gonna have like a skincare one, maybe the hair, skin, and nails. Like kind of have like a group of products and a before and after picture there. So you have like a couple different stations, so that whether it's weight loss, growing out your hair and nails, the wraps, so you kind of have it divided up that way. Anxious to see how that turns out.
That's a good idea.
And then also, yeah, definitely asking if they are ready to sign up at the moment. We ran into that up in the call, and it was kind of fun. Shauna, and she was talking to someone, and I'm standing back behind her trying to get her attention, to get her to ask, because I could tell the lady's wanting to get signed up and get going here. And so yeah. So I'm trying to help her, and then finally I just had to butt in there and say something.
Sign up now.
Yeah, so it's not all bad to help somebody in your booth if you feel that they're struggling. Step in, but definitely don't take over that person. Absolutely. And she signed that day, so
Right. My tips, I agree with both of them. And back to the calling your leads within 4 days, don't throw away those leads. That's my biggest thing. Because like she said, sometimes it takes 4 to 7 times. Best example, I met Lisa K. Fuller. She called me for 4 or 5 weeks. She followed up because I was on a road trip. And hadn't she not done that, I probably would have just spaced it off and forgotten about it. Make your booths fun. Don't sit behind the booth and sit on your phone. Get out there in front, interact with people. Maybe
Don't sit.
Yeah, don't sit unless you're doing a 10 days.
I mean, you can have periods of rest, but don't sit.
But some of them, like I started doing scavenger hunts with the whole team, and we'll get out there. I always have at least 2 people at the booth. I'll do a scavenger hunt, and whoever wins gets a prize. You have to get out there, and that brings people back to your booth, because a lot of times people don't know we're even there. So that's helped. What else can I say?
Other vendors.
Yep, I go around, I talk to other vendors, I encourage everyone at the booth to go meet other vendors. For several reasons. I just had a Mary Kay woman of 37 years, she just joined up as a loyal using our defining gel. So you never know who is going to be paying attention to you, so.
I like to do event specials too when I go around and talk to other vendors. And just for the vendors, I'll give them a rack for $20 instead of 25. That brings a lot of vendors in. So that's a fun idea too. But I mean, simplicity really, really is key. Just make sure that you're not, when they come in, start talking to them, asking them questions again. Don't verbally vomit on them as soon as they get there, because they're going to make their decision onto that pretty quickly, okay? But like Kimberly said, don't throw those leads away. I like to call them, like, even if I don't get in touch with them, I will try them 6 times, okay? If at that point, they just aren't responding or anything like that, I have a little box of leads in there, and then I'll call them later in the year if we have specials, or I'll do a second chance drawing type of deal, because timing is everything, right? It might just not be a good time right now.
The reason I get the email is if we get a new product, I put them all under potential distributors or loyal customers under my email. Every once in a while, I'll shoot out our new product or something new going on, or just a little, so.
Yeah, awesome to be able to do that. Okay, do you have anything to say about booths?
I don't know what it is.
Party swap with other vendors.
Oh, totally.
I make sure that anybody who even looks in my booth's direction, they get Blitz card. Like, legitimately, if you look at me, I'm chasing you down with the Blitz card in your hand.
You want to know what I think is hysterical is when people like walk by your table and they will do everything they can to like not make eye contact.
I'm like, it's probably because they know me.
You've been chased down by this shit, haven't you?
That's how I do. That's how I do blitzing scavenger hunts too. You make eye contact, you will get chased down. I don't with distributors that way. So.
And then Jess just made a good point. Again, the other vendors, you do a party for them, they do a party for you type of deal. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. That's huge. You're doing a unique party right now, and that chick is fun. She's a lot of fun. Like, I'm all over her game pages. Right? That's just fine. That's just fine. Okay, so now we're gonna go over how to build a Ruby, but I'm pretty sure everybody here really knows how to do that. Do you want me to just kind of, she's speeding the beat.
I can tell you.
So, okay, building a Ruby, 5 people, okay? You have 3 people on your top line, and one of those becomes an executive, gets 2 people, okay? Very, very simple to do. Make sure that you're building your steps to success every single month. That's how you grow to an ambassador or Black Diamond. You do your steps to success every month. This is not rocket science. It is very, very simply laid out.
There was something I was specifically going to say with that is that a lot of new people think that in order to have a qualified lane, they just have to have 4 customers. That's not true. You have to have 400 GB. Every single distributor under you should have 400 GB in order for them to be a qualified lane, no matter how many customers that is. Whether it's 2 or 7 or 12.
Guys, make 400 the rule. Like, everybody that you sign up, it should be their goal to get to 400. Okay, because 400 is where all the promotions come in. It's where everything that is needed for promotions, for raises, for anything like that, like, that's what is absolutely needed. Coach them that you need to be at 400. Okay, they're gonna do what you say to do. Coaching would be at 400.
I had a new girl last month who made that her goal, and like that was her big goal for the month was 400. And she got her very first paycheck, it was $100. And that's like for your, that's huge. Yeah. Like her auto ship is paid for because she hit 400.
Make that your goal, you guys. I never want to have to pay for my auto shipment out of my pocket. That was my very first goal. First off, I knew I couldn't afford it the next month. So I was like, oh, I better get enough customers to cover that. So I did. Like, it's not that difficult. Go out and find those customers so that you are able, you don't want to have to pay out of pocket, right? Coach your team the same thing, that they do not want to have to pay out of pocket. If they're paying out of pocket, they're losing money, right? So make it a turnaround immediately.
And then the other big question that I get a lot, I just wanted to say it, was as far as the steps to success goes, a lot of people understand what the steps to success are, but they don't understand how to get there. There's no secret. How you get there is talking to people.
Talking to people.
Just open your
That's
mouth.
the secret sauce right there.
If your mouth is closed, your business is closed.
True story. True story.
That's all it's.
Okay, so you guys, this is it. It's food time. We were gonna have Roy Bound. If you're watching this, Roy. No, we were gonna have Roy Bound. He was gonna do a really, really awesome deal on Perseverance. But he got called back to work. He's been down here with his sister who just had twins. She had them when we were in Idaho Falls. She had them. So
This one happened
They just got home. They just barely got home.
I'd say the second one probably gonna
Yeah.
Yesterday. Yes, they're both finally home, and we are wishing Miss Julie and Chris all the best of luck. But Roy was supposed to be off till the 18th, but they called him and he had to go back to Idaho Falls last night. So, total bummer on that. But you guys, what he was going to talk about is perseverance, and you know, I mean, sometimes even though you set those goals, you might fall just a little bit short of them, and that's okay. Okay, I fell short of my goal last month. Does that mean that I fold up shop and I'm like, this doesn't work, and I'm out? No. Just like, okay, maybe next month. Let's give it a whirl. You know what I mean? Let's work toward that. Set your goals and make sure that you are doing everything that you can every single day to reach those goals, because this depends on you. Totally depends on you. It does not depend on your upline. It does not depend on your sideline. It does not depend on, it depends on you. Okay? It does not depend on what your team is doing. If you're not working, your team isn't working. Okay? I've noticed this because I will like go on vacation and it's like the whole team's like, well, we're done for the day. And I'm not saying that to out on you guys. It's just something that I've noticed. You know, that like if I'm out, the whole crew is out. So make sure that you are being that rock star that you're looking for every day. Okay? And this does not mean, oh, I'm gonna go book out 4 hours to go blitzing today. Okay? Makes me crazy when people are like, will you go blitzing with me for an hour?
It's the most.
Let's go to the grocery store and hand out some blitz cards. Like, fit it into your everyday life, okay? I joined a mom's group. Guess what I'm always wearing? Gear. Guess who's asking me questions now? Because I'm consistent with it. I'm not going out there and just like, I'm out there building those relationships, and then they start asking the questions, okay? Put it into your everyday life. Okay? I think we get so much tunnel vision of like, okay, who can I get to join my team? Who can I get to join my team? Who can I get to join my team? That we forget to be humans, okay? We get out there and we're like robots. Just if somebody's not joining my team today, I'm a failure. Okay, that's not what this is. You go out there and do what you're doing anyways. You're a soccer coach, right?
Yeah.
You got soccer moms who need to be asking you, what's up? Okay?
Every weekend.
Every weekend, she's in her It Works gear, okay? When Lane was, or when the kids were playing softball and baseball, I was in my gear every day. Guess what? They start asking you the questions, okay? You do not have to just go out like, you're gonna buy from me. You know what I mean? The thing is they're gonna buy from you. They just don't know it yet, and you're gonna make it their idea, Okay, so that's a great way to just be advertising all the time, but build those relationships and fit it in every day. Yes.
Make sure that you're being a friend first. I had a girl who we were friends like 6 years ago. We'd never met in person. She lives in West Virginia. We met because our boyfriends were best friends and I had a long distance relationship. We talked sometimes. I added her back on Facebook a while ago. We started talking and she ended up buying from me, wrote a huge like recommendation on her page about me, blasted out about the products. And she was like, I've had someone trying to sell me this stuff for over a year, but you make me feel like I'm actually important and like you care versus that you're just trying to sell me stuff. Like it's huge. If you're being a friend first, it's gonna make a huge difference.
Totally.
Like I ask a lot of my loyal customers from hairstylist groups and stuff. I have a gal in New Hampshire that 3 months ago, we talk every day for the last several years. And it was just, 2 months ago she signed up? So you
And I
never know.
think that's where a lot of people get stuck, is that they think that this is get rich quick, get rich now. But the thing is, it takes time to build those relationships. I mean, you have to have those friendships first. And then when you're friends with them, they're going to come back and ask you about this, because if you're living the It Works way, then they're gonna wonder what that's all about. But you have to be their friend and not act like you're trying to sell them something. Nobody wants to be sold anything, but people love to buy stuff.
And then here's the other thing. Facebook is an incredible tool. Incredible tool. Do not just get on and friend request all these people and start blasting them with stuff. Okay? It's making It Works a really bad name.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many people, now I'm not saying don't use Facebook. It's a huge, 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 huge tool. But so many people are like, oh my gosh, another It Works spammer. That's terrible for us. Because that's not how we should be. Get on there. You can make friends on Facebook too, and that's what you choose to do. Okay? Let them know that it's part of your life, but do not just immediately get on there and like before and afters. You know what I mean? Like, because you can verbally vomit online too. Okay?
Can I just say, I've signed more people this month than I have in probably 9 months. And what I'm doing differently is I'm posting about my life.
Yes.
I rarely post anything that's business. It's, this is what I'm doing. And it always incorporates It Works, but it's not just about It Works. And these are people, the people that are signing up this month are people that I've been friends with forever. And they're just now finally coming around. Just because and this is what I'm doing. Yeah.
And being
And I'm not being a salesperson.
Consistency is huge.
Speaking of posting on Facebook, I posted an Unstoppable yesterday. It's from Tara from corporate.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that? I know some of us that have been on with It Works for a long time have posted pictures for years. Go back through and make sure they're from corporate. I'm going back through the last 4 years. Yes.
It's gonna take
So only take them.
Yeah. Make sure that your photos are compliant. You don't want to get in any trouble that way.
We can share our own pictures, right? Like,
But you need to put the disclaimer on it and that kind of stuff.
Just because what's gonna happen is she's gonna use them, and then he's gonna use them, and then he's gonna use them.
It's
So
gonna spread like
just make sure it's on
wildfire.
there.
And you guys,
Up with
wrap out.
disclaimer
The
and
wrap
say,
out. You can put it right on with the wrap out. Sorry, I did what?
That's what I was gonna ask, because that was a little confusing whether we could still use our own as long as that disclaimer or if it
how do we
really
get
had to
the,
be corporate.
I think it's in the documents too. Just
I'm telling you, download the wrap app. You can literally put your picture in there and it'll stamp it on there for you.
is there a way to do the wrap out without doing the whole like timer and everything, and just to use it for the pictures?
The
I
timer
just took
still
a-
goes.
I just took a screenshot. And it is easier on my computer because then I can open it in Paint. And I should put the pictures on the little template. Yeah.
I just do it through the thing. I don't care if my timer's running. All of a sudden my phone whistles at me. I'm like, I know. So, okay, you guys, I really, really appreciate y'all coming. I'm really excited to chill out and just have some fun with you guys today, kind of low key. have some food, have some fun, pick our brains. I mean, let's get you guys going. I'm really, really excited for what we're doing right now, and just make sure that it's in a positive direction. So, Mom. Out. Okay, now.
Let's do a group picture.
Okay.
No, she's just getting started.